Hello students, Mr. C here in the wood shop again. I'd like to talk to you about the belt and disc sander. This is a stationary piece of equipment that we're going to be using in here very often, okay? And there's a few things I'd like to go through with you on the safety of this machine, okay? So before we start anything, what I want to do is I want to lock out the power, okay? And this machine is designed and set up to sand convex curves on a piece of material, okay? So on a bandsaw, I'll come pretty close. I usually leave a scrap for about a 1/16 of an inch of the scrap side of the line, so that way I can go ahead and sand it right to the line by using the disc sander. The disc sander you want from the center point to the left is the safe area to go ahead and use the sander, okay? This sander is moving in this direction, so it's going up and coming down this way, so it holds the material flat on this surface. You always want to keep your material flat on the surface. You also want to maintain a 4-inch margin for safety, okay? You never want to have your hands or fingers come within 4 inches of any machine inside the shop whatsoever, okay? So, on here, if we happen to have a small piece of material like this, what I would say is I can't maintain a 4-inch margin for safety, so what I'm going to do is I want to set the material down nice and flat on the surface. This is nice and flat, this machine bed. I'll grab one of my clamps, place that flat on the surface, tighten this up to where these are parallel so it's holding onto the material. And then I can go ahead and hold in the material and I can sand this material, not the clamp, and I can maintain a 4-inch margin for safety. When I turn on the machine, I want to make sure it's running at full RPM before I start sanding anything, okay? Now, I might have to make some adjustments. On this machine, whenever I have to make adjustments, what I want to do is I can loosen up this knob, and there's another knob on this side. I can loosen these up. Done that, and I can adjust this bed up or down to whatever angle I need to, depending on the situation of milling or shaping that material. So what I can do though, after I'm done, is I can take a tri-square. I place the tri-square on the bench or the machined bed, and I place this and I bring this over here until I get this at 90 degrees. As you can see, it's nice and tight along the disc here. I can lock this side down. I can lock this side down. And now I've just set this up where this is at 90 degrees. Also, whenever you're using this piece of equipment or any other piece of equipment in here, like I've said before, is you don't want to force material into the machine, in this case, the disc. I do not want to force my material with all my strength pushing it in here. Let the machine run at its design speed, okay? So what we want to do is we turn it on, let it get up to full RPM, then we can go ahead and bring our material and put it onto the surface and sand whatever is needed for that objective that you're looking for as far as what part of a curve that you need sanded, okay? Now this is going to track properly. Now I also want to look at the surface of this to make sure that I do not have any buildup of pitch. Pitch is the resin that's left over from the wood. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab my safety glasses because that's the most important thing. Let me be right back. Here you go. We need our eye protection before we go ahead and use any machine. So I have my eye protection on, and what I'd like to talk to you about is how the disc is going to run. Now, I'm going to explain the belt portion before I turn off the machine and turn the power back on. The belt here has to track properly, okay? Right here you have the drive drum, you have the idler drum, all right? This knob right here, if you adjust this one way or the other, the belt will track one way or the other. You want the belt to track right in the center of the drive drum, okay? That can be adjusted by here. You loosen up this knob right here, Then you can move this back and forth, and you'll see the belt will track left or right depending on which way you've turned the knob, okay? I always set the machine up for you, so if you just leave it alone, this is gonna track properly. Also, something to be aware of. On the bottom right here, this little knob or handle, this is the tensioner for the idler drum. Please leave this alone and everything will track just fine, okay? Right now, I have it, it's tight, it's set perfectly. If you did inadvertently touch this or adjust this, please come and get me and I'll help you out, and I'll even explain to you how to go through the process to make sure this is setting and tracking properly. Just like this knob here, please leave this knob alone. This holds this portion of the shield that goes over the idler drum, okay? So I'm going to talk to you about the disc, and I'm going to run this, and I'm going to go ahead and sand this piece here and show you what this is used for. Okay, so I'm going to flip the power on. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this on. Have my safety glasses on. Only one person uses this machine at any given time. I can keep my hands 4 inches away. As you can see, I use the disc from one side to the other, trying to utilize the whole abrasive on that disc, okay? And as you can see here, it cleaned this up really nicely. I stand here until that disc and the belt come to complete stop. I don't walk away. You don't want you or one of your classmates to have a problem or end up getting hurt because you walked away from the machine that was still running. Okay, this is a sandpaper saver, and what this will do is if you look, I'm just going to pull you over here. This has a buildup of pitch on the side of this abrasive. What I want to do is I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to clean it up. Now that I've cleaned that up, now I wait here until the disc has come to complete stop. Something I want to mention about the belt sander, okay? The belt sander is extremely aggressive. This machine was designed to take material off. It was not designed to prepare the surface for our finishing booth and for you to spray your finish, okay? What this was designed for was to take just a little bit of material off to get it to finish sized. It's not a preparation, okay? Now, with that being said, this belt, if you ever feel that you need to use this, please come and ask me first, because it might not be the appropriate thing to do. And it will remove a lot of material extremely fast. And if it does that, the part that you're making, it may take off so much material so fast that you may have to remake your part. And that's not what we're looking for, okay? So please, before you go ahead and use the belt, come and see me and talk to me.